We got a new project in the shop. Come check it out. So this is Fernando Barragon's 59 Impala Convertible. We got this job from him where it was kind of unique in the fact that most cars that we get have already been at 2, 3, sometimes 6 other shops. And the one thing that was different about this particular project was it was supposedly ready for paint. And what we kind of want to do is go over what the car currently is and how we got it. We got it completely in primer. Everything looked pretty straight, but there were a couple signs of cracks and pinholes and stuff like that that really just kind of struck us wrong. So we wanted to basically go over the project and go over what we're going to do to fix it. So with that being said, when you have cracks, you typically have excess body filler. So some of the things we want to show with this car is up here we left some of the body work that was done at the previous shop, and this is about a 1/2 inch thick, as well as some of these corners. These were the areas that we had cracks that showed their face initially, not knowing because the previous shop actually put body filler on both the top side and the bottom side, not revealing any of the patchwork that they had done. And so with that, we found tons of cancer that was gone over, surface rust. You can see here, they spliced in a piece of trunk rail, but then the panel wasn't fully welded. It's literally spot welded all the way across the entire car, and yet they still left a ton of cancer. So they just kind of fiberglass is what you're seeing at the bottom, as well as body filler. Big holes that are just covered, no metalwork. So quarter panels that, as you can see, aren't even fully welded. And the other thing is, with these 59s, you can't get a lot of parts for these cars, and they only sell like smaller patch panels. So you can buy this patch panel and the back patch panel, and people just weld them together, which is what they did. But the problem here is, you'll notice the excessive filler. So we kind of want to go over and talk about how to do quarter panel replacements and how to align panels to where you don't have all this body filler. So that's kind of the #1 thing we're going to do with this. This one's going to be a little bit unique in that we have a lot of things with the car that we have to go back and redo and fix all of these booger welds that you're seeing and alignment issues. Because if you look back here on the tail, the trunk, when we got the car, the trunk was completely flush here, panel to panel, but you could stick your entire hand in here. Well, that's because the shop spliced through the center of the car and was trying to fix cancer. They were using a parts car, and they cut 2 different cars to make one because the floors, there was probably only 1 inch of sheet metal that was left in the perimeter of this floor. And you can buy the floor pan, but you can't buy the trunk pan. So there's a lot of very unique pieces. So with that, the tops of these, we're gonna have to remake all this stuff from scratch. So as far as the bottom of this car goes, I want to show you guys the fender wells and some of the stuff they've done with the floor. Some of these fender wells, between the two, you've got, some of them are 15 pieces, just depends. So as you go around this car, you'll notice there's still cancer, there's still spot welds only holding this car together. So we're going to go through each bit of this project and do all of the metal work to make this thing completely solid to where it looks like a really quality restoration. The cool part about it is previous shops put a new floor in it, so this whole center section is brand new. But you'll see the execution as far as taking the 2 cars and splicing them. We still have a ton of cancer down there in the lower rockers and a whole lot of booger welds that we got to fix. All this stuff in here, I mean, you can see where they just hammered it. I don't even know that this shop had a dolly. So we're going to go back, take these panels out, fix all of this stuff, and make it right. All the areas where they fitted the floor to the firewall, looks like they fitted it with a sledgehammer. So we're gonna go back through everything on this video and show you guys how to do everything from that. So If you guys like the way this looks as far as content, hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications button so that way you can get up-to-date notifications on all these projects. We're going to be showing what it takes to do an entire restoration to a show car quality finish, and it may not be on this car, it could be on a Malibu or a Pantera or a 56 Chevy. So we're going to go over everything from metal work to body work to paint to polish, metal prep, metal finishing, hammer forms, flow forms, planishing hammers, and why, how you get radiuses, how you get panel fitment to line up perfectly. So be sure to subscribe and check out all of the future projects that are here to come.